So now we'll examine the email composer. So let's open the email tool again, and we open up to the email composer. So essentially there are four parts to the email composer. There's the header consisting of the to, from, label, and subject fields. There's email editor, which is a rich formatting tool to allow you to make great looking emails. A template tool that allows you to manage, collect and manage older emails, save them and reuse them. And then there's a placeholder tool that allows you to add keywords into an email that are substituted with their actual values. For example, the customer name. As you can see here, here's an example. Dear %% name %%. This is automatically replaced by the customer name before the email goes out. Notice that when we initially open the composer that there's default content. There's a header, a very simple header, dear name, and then there's a footer that has the company logo, name, and contact information all organized. It's organized into a table. The outlines of this table are visible here in the editor, but will not be visible within the email after it's sent. Let's view an example of what an email might look like. We'll select one that we've already done. We'll go to the template tool, and we'll select the first email that we have in the template. And scan down, you can see that it has some text, it has a picture embedded, and it has the footer. Now we'll send this. All right, so it's been sent out. Okay, so the email is on its way. We'll give it a few seconds to arrive in its inbox. All right, so I'll open up Gmail in my browser. So this is Google's Gmail, not the email within Workwell. You know, as you recall, we're built on top of Gmail, so you can view the emails within Workwell or you can view them within Gmail. And here it is. So we can see that the formatting is all clean. The links work. And we have an embedded photo, and we have the footer. And if you recall, the table wrapped around it is not visible. Okay, so we'll put this email away. We'll go back to the Workwell email tool, and let's focus a little bit on the email composer's header information. The to, field, from, subject, and label. The to, from, and label are automatically filled in. We can see the customer email address is set up. You can change this if you want. You can edit this, but by default, it's the customer that you had selected. The from field is set up to be your company's Gmail address. And the label is automatically, in this case, set to customers. And that's because we launched the email tool from a customer. Had we launched it from a job, it would say job. Lead, it would say lead. Invoice, it would say invoice. If we want a special label, we can add one. And the significance of labels are that it's a way of organizing emails, especially within Google's Gmail. Gmail will actually create individual folders based on labels if you so desire. And the subject is anything you want it to be. By default, it's just set to none. You should set it to something. As is normally the case in most Workwell tools, you'll see that there's a built-in help mechanism. Associated with a label, you can get help. It describes how the labeling works, much like what I just described. And up to the upper right, we can click on the question mark there, and we can get a series of frequently asked questions targeted toward explaining how the email composer works. It'll describe how to use templates, how to format an email, how to use the placeholders, most of the topics that you'll need to understand to be successful emailing.